BluntCut MetalWorks, January 23, 2022. This is S125V and 67 Rockwell, sharpened using it Pro at 13 degrees precise. You saw this similar video before. For this same test, the previous version is this one right here. This is the latest one, which is this one. For the record, I'm going to spell out what these mean. This is mathematics stuff. It's theta function with parameter 0, and the middle part segment here is using the technique called spherical Bessel function. The Bessel function is think of planetary, say orbital, like in that way. But except, they're going to be it's not a Bessel function, but they're going to be in the spherical type 1. And the 3D TG here is basically 10 3D. It's pretty much it's three-dimensional basically. But anyway, for the population in the matrix is 18%. And the later one I changed because they optimized a little bit more for metallurgy instead of in general. It's still general, but after more for metallurgy. So to make the increase the bending strength. In other words, stiffer. So anyway, so I will do the same test here. But anyway, and this, because of this, then the reduction of the population is going to be only 11%. These are estimates. I mean, I don't have the actual count. But anyway, and these are different parameters I'm not going to disclose. And the previous test before would be do some carving of lignum vitae wood, or equivalent of it, though. I mean, it's called Argentine lignum vitae. And then over here. If they forgot to show the initial edge would slice phone book paper, and if after the test, if it snagged, then I will show the damage. Anyway, so these are the hard tests, but however they are not the key test. The key test is Antler tips here. I'm going to whittle. I will hold them in place. I'm really looking for a place here, and try to do so hit the same place. Okay, this again. Previous test, previous version, the basically higher population. I mean, this case here is the particle of the matrix a lot more fine, and so this will be different techniques to have more mix. That's why I'm able to pass this test right here. But of course, I mean, there is a slight trade-off. In other words, the other one will yield. If the bending, too much bending, I mean, because they don't have enough strength to resist the penetration here, and so it will yield. When it yields, then that's why you see a little microchip. But while this one, in other words, this one, the bending, instead of a fine yielding, instead of a small yielding, let's say you have a tip, instead of a fine yielding, right away, I mean, bend, and it really weaker, it breaks, right? But this thing will be stiffer, or more like when the sawdust, pack of sawdust wood versus, let's say, something like something with a grain, like a bamboo grain, for example. When you bend, I mean, because with the grain, and this thing this technique is pretty much doing exactly that. Anyway, so it passed the test. Thanks for watching.